First lap accidents in NASCAR are nothing new, but still, when they happen, it's extremely unordinary considering that these are the top stock car racing drivers in the world. You don't expect them to mess up that early, but when they do, it's extremely unordinary. Here's a list I've made of some of the worst first lap accidents in NASCAR history. This video is brought to you by Surfshark VPN. Surfshark is an app/browser where you can basically place your computer or laptop anywhere in the world and it acts like you are actually in that country. This of course lets you access and unblock websites and content that you usually wouldn't be able to see. For example, if you want to stream HBO Max but you're not in the United States, simply switch over your virtual location and voila! You have 100% access. It also encrypts your online data to keep everything safe when you're searching the internet, from your photos to your passwords. Also, Surfshark is the only VPN that allows you to use one account for an unlimited number of devices. Secure your privacy with Surfshark by entering my code BFM for 4 extra months for free. Again, enter code BFM for 4 extra months by clicking the link down in the description below. There's no risk in trying Surfshark, and they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. Once again, a huge thanks to the fine folks over at Surfshark VPN and you for supporting this channel. Our first wreck we're going to look at took place during the 2002 Pennsylvania 500 between teammates actually. On lap 1 coming out of turn 1, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Steve Park got together. Rusty Wallace was also involved, but clearly Dale Jr. and Steve Park suffered the most damage. While it unfortunately ended their days, thankfully it wasn't a whole lot worse than it actually was.
Ricky Rudd gets the jump, he's the early leader. Oh, trouble! Steve Park is off into the infield. Another car valve over on his lid. It's Park and Dale Jr. Terrible crash.
Man, Steve Park's car just turned dead left when he came off turn 2. Junior's running to see his teammate and see if he's okay.
Getting off into that wet grass wasn't going to do anything to slow those cars down. Caution is out. Ricky Rudd will leave the field back to the yellow.
We talked about earlier.
There's Steve coming out of there.
There he is.
There we go.
Good sign. That's what we wanted to see. Anyways, what happens is you slide up the racetrack and you can hit somebody in their left rear as you slide up the racetrack with your right front. And that's almost what it looked like. That one car just turned dead sideways.
Well, what a great shot that is. Teammates walking away from a crash like that, arm in arm.
Our next one took place during the same year, but in a different series. The Busch series, well actually specifically the Busch North Series. The 2002 Little Trees 150 at the Glen. Because it's a lower series, some of the drivers had limited road course experience, and it definitely showed in this wreck as they didn't even make it all the way to the S's on lap 1.
Everybody through turn 1. Up through the S's.
Through the S's, uphill, left, right, left.
One car off. Scott Bully in the way, and we're stacking them up.
Oh my God.
One car up and over the fencing.
Wow.
There's got to be 10 cars involved in this one, and one literally out of the ballpark.
And the whole racetrack is completely blocked. And I mean, this was all from one car getting in trouble up through these narrow S's and all these cars behind them, beginning of the race, stacked up behind him.
You want to talk about a car being junked after a wreck? Well, look no further because you see about 8 to 10 of them. Fortunately, there were no fatalities or serious injuries. And also involved in this wreck was a future Cup Series champion in Martin Truex Jr. In our next one, we're going to rewind the clock a bit to one season. the 2001 Winston, aka the All-Star race. The open race had a wacky finish with Ryan Newman blowing his engine during the caution laps and giving the win to Johnny Benson. That was viewed as the most wackiest thing of the night perhaps that was going to happen, but instead we got something even better. Not only did we get a first lap accident in the main event, but out of all of these ones, the only difference is this one was impacted by weather.
Fans are on their feet. Here we go for NASCAR's All-Star race. The 17th annual running of the Winston gets the green flag. And Steve Park, boy, real loose on the start, almost spun.
A bunch of guys did. Jeff Burton got in the back of Tony Stewart and turned him sideways. Oh, the car's sideways. All the cars are loose down in the corner. The track is wet. It's Gordon, Michael Waltrip, Kevin 29 car. All these cars are wrecking because I believe it might be raining down there.
And the rain is coming even
raining.
harder.
Oh, for Pete's sake. What a way to start this event.
For some drivers, what a way to end it.
You saw right from the get-go that all the drivers were having an extremely hard time finding grip because of the weather, but fortunately Mike Joy's words didn't ring true about some drivers' race ending, because since it was an exhibition event, they were able to get their backups out, and NASCAR I don't think was able to fully go over all of them in time before they went back out on the track, so some of the teams were able to trick out their cars a little bit, including Jeff Gordon, who ended up dominating the event, and is the only driver on this list to wreck on the first lap and end up winning. Our next one took place 3 years later, once again in the All-Star race, but this time in the first exhibition, the All-Star Open, to get into the main event. At the time, you could make it into the All-Star race by either winning the Open or getting the fan vote. So it's important to have your car at least in one piece because you might be racing in 2 races that night, but sadly, a lot of these drivers didn't get the memo.
Boogity, 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 boys! Let's go racing!
Oh, here, didn't get up to speed, gets turned around, and we got all kinds of cars spinning. Gary Earnhardt.
Oh, they're all going all to pieces.
It's about 10 cars or a dozen cars.
Now, as they came to the green, as they came to the line, something happened with the target number 41 of Casey Mears, and he got totally jacked up by the car that started 4th, Jeremy Mayfield, lifting the rear wheels of Mears' car off the ground. And behind that, everybody ran for cover and could find none.
Guys, I don't know. I'm trying to count cars. 25 cars started this race. I'm seeing about 13 or 14 that has pulled away with no damage. And as I was saying a while ago, you got 12 and a half rows of cars. Your outside pole sitter has a problem like that. This is the results right here.
And you know, I've felt all along, Mike and Larry, that this was going to be one of those nights.
One of those nights, and you didn't even make it 100 yards past the start-finish line. Fortunately, the race got back under green and they were able to finish it with Jeremy Mayfield almost winning despite having a lot of damage. And in our final wreck we're going to go over, yes, I'm a sucker for the early 2000s, the 2006 Dodge Save Mart 350. While Sonoma is a road course just like Watkins Glen, the difference is this is the NASCAR Cup Series, not the Busch North Series. There's a ton of experience, and also in this day there were a ton of road course ringers that chose to race the select road courses we had at the time. So of course nobody is really expecting too much chaos on the first lap. Well, instead, we got that.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go road racing today, boys! Got a drag race at the top of the hill. Whoa, man, McMurray's in trouble! Seen that happen so many times.
The blue flag waving means there is a car off course. Now there are 2.
Oh, no! Oh,
Hard
no.
lick.
Kenny Slater got
Merlin Marlin in the 14 car, and they're still stacking up. Casey Mears.
one car, T-bone Schrader extremely hard.
Oh, it was an incredible lick. See Kenny go around in the 21 car. Now here's where it gets ugly. He backs right out in front of
Nowhere for
Marlin.
Sterling to go, nowhere for Hubert to go.
Look at Boyer, snakes right through there.
The 42 car got him in the rear just ever so slightly, did not hurt the 07 Jack Daniels car.
So that was a list of 5 first lap accidents in NASCAR history. If there were any accidents I missed that you felt should have made this list, let me know in the comments below, and perhaps we'll make another edition of this video. And once again, that'll do it for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time.